Alright, hello. Today's video is going to be relating to a rounded shoulder posture. This posture is very common and becoming even more common now with our increased use of devices, working from home during the current pandemic, and we are looking at opening up our shoulders, helping posture for people with shoulder pain, neck pain, and anything in between. A lot of people come into clinic here and they complain of pain in the middle back between the shoulder blades. These exercises here are going to help to fix some imbalances that happen between the pec muscles at the front of the shoulder and the scapular stabilizers, or the lower muscles between the shoulder blades. So there's a couple of stretches and a couple of exercises here that I want you guys to focus on to improve your posture and hopefully your pain levels. First exercise we've got here is a pec stretch. We've got the muscle that inserts from the shoulder all the way down into the chest wall here and brings our shoulders forward. So we want to open up those shoulders by stretching with our arm elevated at shoulder height, as you can see. If you've got any shoulder pain, sometimes it can help to just reduce the angle there and put it down below the shoulder level, around about waist or in between the torso there. And we want to turn our body so our arm is pointed back at about a 45-degree angle. Okay, from that point you should feel a stretch in the front of your shoulder here, and you want to hold that stretch for 30 seconds or so. If you feel any numbness, tingling, pins and needles down the arm, that can be a bit of a nerve stretch, and you need to relax the arm and shake that out, let the blood flow back into the arm before you continue to stretch. Okay, for the same muscle groups but slightly different portion called the pec minor, it inserts up onto the front of our shoulder in the coracoid process and down onto ribs 3, 4 and 5. We want to bend the elbow and stand in the doorway like so. We have the elbow bent at 90 degrees and straight out from our body. If that's a comfortable position for you, you can walk forward slightly and have that shoulder pointing back at 45 degrees again. And we're never bouncing through the doorway or stretching forcefully, always gentle, using our breath to relax the muscles. And we're holding there in that position with a stretch in the front for 30 seconds or so, and repeating both sides. Another great postural stretch here is called the wall angel. What we want to do with this one is we want to have our arms elevated at 90 degrees, our back pressed into the wall. And what we want to do is squeeze the shoulders back. We want to slowly lower our body and keep our arms in the same position. So the arms will extend and we're going to come back up. Okay, you should feel a nice tight squeeze between the shoulder blades here, and we're going to do that repetitiously until we get fatigued, right in through the middle of the shoulder blades. And the last thing we want to do for people with those rounded shoulders is strengthen the muscles between the shoulder blades. We can use a towel or an exercise band for this one. I think a towel is quite sufficient for those starting out. Once you get a bit more advanced, you can use a band. We want to have the shoulders, or the hands, just outside shoulder width apart, holding onto the towel like so. And we want to raise the arms up overhead at 45 degrees, and we're going to pull the towel down and back, keeping our elbows straight. Again, you should feel a nice tight squeeze between the shoulder blades. For me, I've only been going for a few seconds and I'm starting to fatigue there, so I'll hold that till my muscles between my shoulder blades fatigue, and then I'm going to have a rest. Okay, repeat that one 3 times until you can hold for up to a minute, and then I suggest moving on to a resistance band like I'll show you now. As promised, here's some resistance bands. We've got our extra strong blue, medium strength black, getting a bit weaker now with the green, and a moderately strong red band, and lastly a very skinny little purple band, which is probably not sufficient for anyone. So we'll chuck that out. I recommend probably starting with the red or green for most healthy young people. And we're going to do the same thing, shoulder width apart, arms elevated 45 degrees above the head, and pulling down and back with the elbows straight. Give those stretches a go, and as always, please consult a medical physician if you have any specific injuries. I'll leave the description in the comments of how to do these stretches, how long to hold them for, and how often to do them. But these are great for anyone, especially with postural issues related to working at a desk, increased use of devices, long drives, etc., etc. Please always do these exercises safely, and as I said, This is not medical advice, so please consult a physician if you have any injuries or concerns.